Hi, brothers and sisters. How are you doing? I'm Michelle, and I have been reading from this incredible book. It was written by a dear friend. His name is Jim Stevens. He's the author, and it's called 101 Proofs for God. And yeah, so can you imagine? Absolutely. 101 reasons for why we can absolutely believe in the existence of God. Okay, right. So today I'm going to be reading proof number 48, and it's called the nitrogen cycle. Okay, here we go. There are many complex ecosystems that exist all around us. All of them could become proofs for God in themselves. Let me tell you some of the basic points of the nitrogen cycle and let you see that there must be an invisible creative genius behind it. Right. We all learned in grade school that the atmosphere we breathe is 78% nitrogen. This is very important because if that percentage were to vary even 1%, we would probably all die. Wow, that's nuts. Nitrogen in the atmosphere is in the form of N2 molecules, which have a very strong bond and are basically useless to living creatures in that form. However, every living creature requires nitrogen. It is required in all the DNA and RNA in our cells. It is also required in amino acids and proteins. The only way we can get usable nitrogen is by a process which breaks the N2 bond, and it is called fixation. Most of this is done in nature by several types of specialized bacteria. They convert the N2 into other molecules, such as ammonia or nitrates or nitrates 3. I'm sorry. Let me read that sentence again. The only way we can get usable nitrogen is by a process which breaks the N2 bond, and it is called fixation. Most of this is done in nature by several types of specialized bacteria. They convert the N2 into other molecules such as ammonia or nitrites or nitrates. If chemical evolution were true, it is an incredibly lucky accident that all those very sophisticated bacteria exist. Otherwise, we wouldn't exist. A God who designed the system makes a lot more sense. Even more amazing is that those bacteria are not able to convert the N2 into other molecules if there is any oxygen present at all. It interferes with the process. Where on earth is it possible to find a naturally occurring place with no oxygen? Miraculously, plants provide little chambers in their roots called nodules, and there is a protein called legmoglobin, which is there and carries away the oxygen. Do you see the problem for evolutionists? There are so many miracles that had to happen for this system to exist, and none of them involved their two basic tenets of mutation or natural selection. Without there first being plants with nodules, there would be no place for the nitrogen fixation to take place, converting it to a usable form. But without there first being nitrogen in a usable form, there could be no DNA or RNA to build a plant. The nitrogen ecosystem, however, is even more complicated and unlikely than already explained. If the only existing bacteria converts nitrogen all in one direction, then eventually the nitrogen in the atmosphere becomes depleted. This would cause serious problems and eventually extinction. Well, happily, there also exist other types of bacteria which convert the other nitrogen molecules back into to replenish the atmosphere. If you do an internet search for nitrogen cycle, you will see many diagrams of the whole nitrogen ecological system. If you are interested in more information, check out this series of animated diagrams by the PBS Learning site, which is very detailed. Evolution theory, which depends on time and slow, gradual development, cannot explain a large ecosystem where all the fully developed living beings that are a part of it must suddenly exist simultaneously or the whole system fails. So there must be God. Okay, thank you so much, Jim. Yeah, quite incredible. Okay, so I will see you another time. Take care, everybody. Enjoy your day. Bye.